Infernal Rift is getting reworked and is going to be completely different in 2024. I tried it out in practice tool, but to make it reliable, I also got a game replay with it, so I can tell you what it's all about. So next year, when you get Infernal Rift, there will be Infernal Cinders spawning across the map. They can spawn pretty much everywhere. Plenty of them spawn within the base. What I also noticed is that they tend to spawn in groups, so they don't seem to be completely random. When you see one cinder on the ground, it's very likely some more will be around that Infernal Cinder. You can actually see all of them on the minimap as small grey dots, although they are pretty hard to notice, even on a sizable monitor. I must say it's also a bit harder to see jungle plants because of all those cinders on the map. So get ready to scale up your minimap for Infernal Rift, I guess. So what do Infernal Cinders do? When you pick them up, you get a short decaying movement speed boost, although it's a fairly significant movement speed boost. The more of them you have, the more stats you will get. So this mechanic is very similar to Bard and his chimes. Currently on PBE, Infernal Cinders provide ability haste. There were some speculations about them providing adaptive force, but currently it only provides ability haste. But how much ability haste? When you get your first 2 Infernal Cinders, you have 1 ability haste. At 5 Cinders you get 2 ability haste. And then at 12 Cinders you have 4 ability haste. At 50 Cinders you have 15, and at 100 Cinders you have 30 ability haste. It's a flat ability haste, by the way, it's not scaling in any way, as you can see with me trying to buy some ability haste items. Of course you will never reach such crazy numbers, but for the sake of testing, I reached 500 Cinders. At 499 Cinders you have 150 ability haste, so it is roughly 1 ability haste per 3 Infernal Cinders. Also, when you pick up at least 1 Cinder, you start glowing. Then when you have 25, you start glowing even more, and then at 50 Cinders, you literally start shining like dog's balls, as we say here in Poland. But what happens when you die? Well, here you can see me dying with over 500 Infernal Cinders. You drop half of them, but the downside is you don't lose half of them, but instead you are resetted to just 5 Infernal Cinders. Enemies or allies can pick up the cinders from the ground, but picking up cinders from someone who died doesn't give you movement speed boost anymore, so that's a little difference. They also look completely different, so that shouldn't be confusing to you. Also, the amount of those cinders you lose is rounded up, so when you die with 5 cinders, you are gonna remain with 2 and you're gonna drop 3 on the ground. Normally you can see Infernal Cinders on the minimap, but you cannot see them in Fog of War. So they are on the map, but you need to go there to see if they actually are there. Also, you cannot see the Infernal Cinders from someone who died on the minimap. So this is another difference with cinders that were dropped by someone. When you have the Infernal Cinder spawn next to you in a teamfight, or when running away or chasing someone, this can be absolutely huge for you. But not sure if I'm the biggest fan of this Infernal Rift. It feels completely different than all the other Drake Rifts, and it's gonna feel pretty weird playing Summoner's Rift and just running around the map to get a tiny bit of ability haste. There is significant amount of visual clutter that cinders add to the game, 1 to your character, 2 to the environment, 3 to the minimap, but I guess we shall see how it goes. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think about this new Infernal Rift. Thanks for watching, cheers!